chief, and he's a self-boasting sexual assaulter. That's enough. That's enough. Shut it down.
Okay.
Shut it down. The entitled penis needs to be shut down.
Entitled penis?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Especially the white one.
The white entitled penis.
That's right.
Shut up. Shut down the white entitled penis.
And that is also a weapon of mass destruction.
White entitled penis, weapon of mass destruction.
That's right.
Trump's penis is a weapon of mass destruction.
That's right. Cool. Me too strong.
Me too strong. Hashtag me too.
Me too strong.
Me too strong. All right, thank you. Appreciate it. Wow. What's up, guys? Nuance Bro checking in. We're in Sacramento, California at the annual Reclaim MLK. This was not the Dream Rally. Let's go talk to people. So what are we doing here today?
Protesting, rallying, walking, I don't know. Just trying to make a difference today.
Well, what's the goal today? Like, what are we trying to achieve?
Just letting everybody see that it's just not about one group, it's not about one individual, it's about all of us. We all got to get together at some point and do something different with what's going on in the world.
And what's going on in the world?
Way too much. All negative, nothing positive at this point.
Like what specifically?
What specifically? Wow, the racism, the sexism, all.
But who's being who's being racist in what way? Like what's
being racist?
And like sexist and all that?
The government, the city, the county.
How so?
Name it. Look at all that's going on. The taxes,
taxes are racist.
Taxes. Just everything that's going on.
Taxes suck. I don't know if they're racist though.
No, not necessarily racist. I'm just talking about just the things that are going on in the world. People got to have a voice, come out and start standing up for what's wrong. There's too much going wrong, and there's not enough people being involved with it.
Sure, but as far as like the racism, for example, like what specifically has been racist that you found, or like any people who are like who are we going up against today?
Who are we up against? We're up against the world. That's all I can tell you.
The world is racist, but like what? In what way though? Like what specific way? We got it. Because here's the thing: if we just say racism out, like it's just something out in the air. Like it's not something concrete that we can really like target. Like people are not going to take us seriously. So how can we say this is the specific kind of racism? Like here's an example or something.
Just being black in America.
But that's not a specific example. Like, what specifically against blacks in America is being done that's racist or something?
Just blacks in America. I'm not a good interview person.
Oh, no worries. All right.
What is that? Something wars, InfoWars? Come and try to...
I'm not InfoWars.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're one of them, like, I'm not going to talk.
I don't know if that's necessarily conservative or something.
Well, they're like...
They're kind of like more conspiracy type.
Yeah, they're kind of like...
hardcore Trump supporters.
Alt-right, kind of, yeah.
I don't know about all. There's like hardcore Trump supporters, I think. Yeah.
They didn't used to be like that either, so they've changed.
They definitely changed a lot.
They're kind of libertarian-ish.
They used to be kind of like paleo conservative.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So why are we out here today?
Because we have an MLK 365 march that's every year, and it's sponsored by Sacramento Police Department, who's killed various people in the city last year and the year before. It's also sponsored by Sacramento Sheriff Department, who's killed a lot of people. And
you're saying they sponsor this?
No, not this. So MLK 365 is a march that happens every year that's not our march. It's sponsored, and...
When's that happening?
It's right now.
What? I didn't even hear about this.
Yeah, it's over.
Is it bigger or smaller, you think?
Bigger. The whole city goes to it. But it's sponsored by the police and also Comcast and RT, and all of them are oppressing black people. Martin Luther King would not march with them. So we're holding an alternate, and we're having it to where it's grassroots and it's the people, and we're trying to live the actual dream.
Sure. And what is that dream, and like what are we trying to oppose today? What's the message?
Anti-oppression, anti-racism, anti-capitalism, all of those things that Martin Luther King stood for.
Like what specifically? Anti-oppression, anti-racist?
Well, we're against police killing people and abusing people. We're against
in all circumstances?
In all circumstances.
Like even like a self-defense sort of situation?
Well, we don't even believe that the police should exist. We believe in abolishing the police. We're abolitionists. So, and
you don't think that would lead to like more crime or anything? Or
I think the community can come up and be in place of the police. We could support ourselves and rely on each other.
Like vigilante justice?
No, not vigilante justice.
I mean, isn't that what it?
Restorative justice.
What does that mean?
Restorative justice is when the community finds out the reason why somebody is committing a crime and fixes the root cause of the problem and provides whatever services are needed so that the root cause of the problem can be remedied. So if somebody's stealing, it's because they're poor. then let's find a way for them to not be poor anymore.
Sure. For like let's say for example it was like 1950 or something, and you had a community, and there wasn't like a government system, courts, police, and then you just had community members who just said, well, we think. I mean, that's kind of what you had. You had like with Emmett Till and stuff. They basically took the law into their own hands, didn't they? And they didn't really.
That's
they went
not
outside
restorative, though. That's not restorative. That was.
Who's to say? I mean, if the community is the one to determine.
Well, no. The community isn't. The restorative justice is a thing, and it's actually very well defined. There's transformative justice and restorative justice.
Unfortunately, I'm not in the mode to be able to do so right now. I'm a little bit too tired. It's too early for me.
I'm tired too, man. I didn't eat anything. What's that?
Can I fix your collar?
Oh, please, yeah.
Thanks. Here you go.
Thank you. Looking out for one another. How about that?
No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! No racist! Police! What do we want? Justice! 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 What do we want? Justice!
When movies first came out and the way that they depicted African Americans from that point on, making them a target, making them seem as if they are people of just anger and people that are just don't care about your livelihood and that are going to tear everything up. And so I feel like that being perpetuated throughout the media for such a long time has distorted our view of African Americans, and then just going down the lines of all people of color. They've decided no matter what happens, what has happened in society, that all people of color, brown, yellow, black, what have you, are people that are a threat to our society, when actually they are the ones that help add to how beautiful we are.
Do you think like mainstream culture says Asians are like particularly dangerous people?
Do I believe what?
Do you think mainstream like culture says that Asians are particularly dangerous?
I feel like to a certain extent they do say that a little bit, because I think that they are threatened by what Asians have to bring to our society and what they can contribute to us. And it's just
But
like
they usually, I've never really heard people talk about Asians in a criminal way.
Exactly. But I feel like that's now coming apart, because it's just like when you go back to the internment camps, when they had the Japanese internment camps, when all of that happened, it's just like that's when they were first feared of Asians. But it's like it's not as much as people that are black, that are Mexican, that are
They interned like Italians and Germans and things like that, because we were at war, right?
Exactly,
so it was less of a criminal thing. It was more of like a wartime thing.
Exactly. It's just like, okay, we're scared about what's going on now. We need to contain this. We need to have control over something. So it's just like, I think the Asians are starting to become one of those group of people that now they're trying to see that they're being threatened, and almost in a way where it's like stereotypically they're looked at as the intellectual, the mainly like intellectual.
Do you think that's not true?
I think it's true, but it's just like, how everybody has
It's
their
stereotype, but it's true, right?
It's like how everything is like kind of like stereotypes are semi-based in fact, but then they're kind of elaborated and just like, I don't know, they're kind of disgusted in like a certain extent too. Black people in this country, we are claiming ourselves as African American, but it's just that we are one of the only people in this country that don't have their own language, because we were taken from our land hundreds and hundreds of years ago, and we have been stripped from our own culture. So we here are cultureless people that are bringing our culture together and are rectifying all of the things that have happened in the past.
So you think like they should adopt African culture? Or?
I think we should connect back to our roots, but it's just that some people are so far removed from like what has happened, they just don't even associate themselves from that. That's why you have so many people within our culture of black people as being lost. And
do you think a lot of them want to go back, like be among, like if it is their roots, like they would want to be among people of their roots?
I think so. I think anybody would want that. But then at the same time, I would think that everybody would want to be around people of different cultures. Anybody that really wants to thrive as a human being and on this journey on this planet, you have to be able to connect with other people who have different cultures, and learn things that you would have not learned before.
So you're saying like you would be willing to like move to Africa? Or?
I mean, I want to move to Africa. Oh, but yes, I would go and enjoy that. I would just be connected.
It's like a vacation, not like
a vacation, but then also just like a rejuvenation of my roots and my connection to life and everything.
Why wouldn't you? I mean, if that's where you have more of the cultural ties, you feel more connected there. Why wouldn't you want to move there instead of here?
But it's just like how they're trying to deport with the whole DACA and everything like that. They're trying to deport people back to Mexico, and
that's forceful though. I'm not talking about forceful. I'm saying Like, why wouldn't you like voluntarily want to do that?
So it's almost that the connective part. Since they grew up here, they don't necessarily want to go back to their homeland to like live there, because that's not their mainland. That's not where they've actually grown to be home. But they would go there and live. They would go there and vacation there and go there and just go and visit there. But they don't want to be sent there and go and live there. I wouldn't want to go and live there, but I would want to have a connection to.
I mean, but why not? Why not?
Because this is what I made my home, with all these different cultures around me.
I mean, all the people who come into America from like different countries, they make America their home. Like, obviously people can move and make new places their home, and especially somewhere where you feel like you have cultural ties and, you know, people who look like you, they think like you maybe. Like, why wouldn't you want to move there?
Because I would miss this. I would want still the connection. I definitely see what you're saying. I would still want to be around my people and be connected to the culture and really be rooted in that. But at the same time, this has also become my culture.
Why wait until today? Why wait until today?
I'm with Club Productions Incorporated. I'm here with Nuance, bro. We've been attacked already. Jeremy's about to get attacked. We're gonna get on. What's going on?
You're not safe right now. Fuck out.
What the fuck's going on right now?
Get the fuck out.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on with these guys?
This is not the time for you to film right now.
Don't worry about it.
Why? I mean,
It's not.
I'm not even in the march anymore.
It's just not.
Hey, dude, you should go join
Respect that, y'all.
well, we're in public, so I don't know. It seems like people are trying to intimidate one another, and I don't know what's going on.
You can't find 1,000 people that'll march here, yo. It's probably because it's fucking dead. It's fucking dead.
About,
Wait for it. It's dying.
I don't know
it's
what you're
dying.
talking about.
You know exactly what I'm
movement?
talking about, and I'm here to fucking
How
tell
do you know what I'm
You
a part
don't
of?
have a movement. That's my point. You're a fucking joke.
I'm not here with a rally, bro.
Joke.
What is my movement? Tell me.
White fucking supremacy is your movement. You know exactly what I'm talking about. If you're like, I'm not out there burning
known
crosses,
me-
you don't fucking have to go
You've known
burn
me
crosses.
for 15 minutes, and you think
I don't
I'm a white
need to know you
supremacist?
personally, Jeremy.
How can you make judgments like that? That's pretty
I
exclusive.
don't need to know, Jeremy.
That's
you
pretty
personally.
exclusive.
I don't fucking need to know.
Yo, I don't want to leave y'all, but it's really time to go.
So what was that about?
This whole time, I've interviewed maybe one guy, and they basically, this group, they stole my sign. Well,
I'm trying to figure out what this whole confrontation was about. Would you like?
Someone who's not the white dude getting yelled at by everyone who's obviously causing all the fucking problem.
Well, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Basically, we had one sign that said "Black Families Matter" because I'm out here trying to raise the problem of single parenthood in the black community. I think that's the core problem that they're facing. They think it's the police. I didn't even say one thing. I didn't share my opinion. I interviewed one person. Some of these people know me from the area because I've done videos around here before. They recognized me, called me out. They stole my sign. That's my sign right there. It says "Black Families Matter." And then they're excluding me. They shoved me out. They're pushing me. They stole some stuff out of my backpack. They're going around saying my name like they think it's gonna scare me. I mean, I tell people my name anyway, but they're pushing me. They're cornering me up against buildings and stuff, saying that I'm a white supremacist. Basically, the keynote emotional reaction that you would expect from Black Lives Matter rally. So.
All right, guys, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and notification bell for more videos. So you think the government's trying to trick the population by switching the last names and the first names and putting it in lowercase and then capital case letters to differentiate between like a actual person and then corporations?
Exactly. So they've made everybody a corporation, and everybody is under the impression that they are that corporation that they were given at birth.
And why are they doing that?
Because they are creating a bond instrument off of that birth certificate and trading it on the open market and making millions, if not billions of dollars off each and every sleep American.
And they couldn't do that if they kept the names like lowercase names and things like that?
Well, they wouldn't be a corporation. They wouldn't be able to pass it off as a corporation. And if you look at everything that you have been given with your name on it, it's in that all caps.
Sure.
Legal fiction.
And there's laws and like codes that say like if your name is in all caps, then you are therefore a corporation. And like
it's pretty much history. So you got to go back into and look into Roman law and how
Why Roman law if that doesn't apply into the United States?
Oh, it absolutely applies.
Why?
The leader,
the Roman Empire doesn't even exist anymore. Those laws are defunct.
But they're the Roman Catholic Church, that is the Vatican, that runs this society and this corporation.
Does the Roman Catholic Church run this society?
Oh yes, your federal taxes.
We didn't even elect a Catholic until like the 1960s in JFK.
Well, look, your federal taxes get split up between the Queen of England, the International Monetary Fund.
What?
And the rest of it goes to the Vatican and the Pope.
Where's your evidence for that?
Oh, you can. Like I said, I can show it to you. I can't do it all on the camera, but I can pass it on to you. I'll give you my information.
Wait, how much? What percentage of our taxes go to the Queen of England, and what percentage of our taxes go to the Vatican?
I believe it's more like 40-40-20. The other 20 is used on our military force. Have you ever seen the?
How do they get all that money for Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, which is like the majority of our budget?
We take it out of your account, out of your.
But that's part of the budget.
No, see. Let's go to, if you look at the U.S. debt
I love
clock,
the embraces here. It's a friendly environment.
The US.debtclock.org, you'll see that the dollar to silver ratio is actually $736 to $1.
Yeah, but we don't have a gold or silver standard anymore.
Then why do they have that on the USDebtClock.org? They have it up there for a measurement purpose, right?
Well, because it used to be backed by that, and we still have silver and gold certificates.
1985, they created they came out with the Liberty Coin Act, which put de jure money back into circulation. Then they paid you $20 an hour, and then if you multiply that $20 an hour times the price of, or the dollar to silver ratio, you actually should have been making close to $14,000 an hour, but they're only giving you 20. That other rest of that money, that's how everything's getting paid on your bond instrument.
It's because we're not getting paid $14,000 an hour, and they're taking
Somebody's getting paid. Your signature is the only money.
So why are we out here today?
Oh, Dr. King. Yeah, this is Dr. King had a dream that we are all one. Sure. And we all should live as one. No segregation, no division.
Sure. And what are we trying to achieve out of this?
We're trying to abolish division.
Right.
To abolish division, we are all one.
Yeah, we're trying to just live together as one. No color lines, just celebrate humanity.
Oakland is like Detroit. Anywhere where there's, more of our people, for some reason, nobody want to pay attention to it. But when it comes to other race, they pay attention to it. Like the recent slurs that was just said on TV about us Africans being shithole country. We are not shithole country.
Which country are you?
Shako. I'm from West Africa. I was born here, Shako. I dare someone to call my country a shithole country. My country is not a shithole country because my people came here and built this bitch.
So you were born in West Africa?
Yes.
And why did you come here?
Same thing.
Like
anybody want to go anywhere? Like you want to go to Europe? I want to come here because why did they bring my people here, Shako? I wanted to come here and see why. Now I see why. They just brought us here to use you, but then when it's like the human trafficking stuff. You bring kids here to work for you, and then when you get tired, you kill them.
They're killing kids who come here?
Right now, it's happening. Yeah, it's human trafficking. If you don't do what
you mean like underground,
human
criminal stuff?
Period. No, human trafficking. Human trafficking.
Any age, from little kids to grown women and stuff like that.
But it was not legal, right?
Yeah, but I'm just saying, you would bring a 5 years off, borrow 5 years off from another country, making their parents know that, when they go over there, the grass is green. No, it's not.
I still don't understand. What was your reason from leaving West Africa and coming to the United States?
I was
student is the fact that
visa.
Because what?
The student visa to get experience. Like any other immigrants who come to America, they want to better their life. They want their kids to have a better life. I'm her daughter. So.
I have to get my education because my mom was illiterate. I wanted to come here and get education so I can go back and teach my illiterate people about livelihood today.
So you plan on going back?
Oh yeah, even my kids don't want me to go. I'm supposed to be going next month. They don't want me to go.
And you're gonna go live there permanently?
Well, I want to go educate what I have learned here. Feel me? I want to go educate. I'm a nurse. I want to go educate. There are kids dying because their mother don't have the right proper, equipment to bring them into the world. They are dying right at childbirth, child and mom. You see what I mean?
So they have education in West Africa, obviously, right?
Well, there's lack of education in deep Africa.
Why?
Because the same thing here. Look at the picture, the same thing here. Okay, people in the city are only about people right here. But if you go down like homelessness, I'm saying, homelessness is not caused from because people are poor. Mental health starts from home. You've been abused so long at home, when you grow up, that's all you know is abuse. So you grow up, and then when they kick you out because you're 18, you say, okay, that's all I know is abuse. You feel me? That's my goal, is to educate people on bettering off yourself. Don't matter what race or what color you are. Better off yourself. Use your brain. Be somebody, like Dr. King said. Be somebody. Your brain is a terrible thing to waste. And I really believe in that.
You're talking about Dr. King and Malcolm X?
Yeah.
Do you have any comments on that?
I mean, I'm for both.
Would you like one more than the other?
Yeah, I'm a Libra, so I can't. I see the right and the wrong in each thing. Malcolm X was for preserving the race, which is great because we need to focus on each other in order to get ahead.
Preserving the race, what do you mean?
The race, like the black race, like we need to work on what we have to work on as a community and as one.
It almost kind of sounds like black supremacist, almost. Like it sounds like almost like what these white nationalist people are saying, like preserve the race, like Nazi-esque type language.
No, that's different.
Why?
Preserve the race is different from white supremacy in a whole different way.
Well, no, not why. It's not just white supremacy.
Always constantly getting killed and all this stuff, especially during the civil rights. They were kept killing, hanging us, all this stuff. So Dr. King was all about preserving our human race and stuff like that, instead of us being killed off.
You're talking about human race. She seems to be talking about like actual, like ethnic race.
I was, and that's what Malcolm X stood for in the beginning, as far as that, and was at all means.
And he kind of went away from that after he did the Hodge trip.
All can work together as one race, but to the same degree though. Even though he was still doing that, it was still okay. I'm gonna focus on the black and the African heritage because we're so far down. Whereas we need to focus. What do we need to do to get ourselves better, to help ourselves?
Would you say you're against interracial marriage?
Oh no, I'm not.
That's not preserving the race, though, right?
My sister is married to a Mexican, and I have no problem with that. And I don't count how many white friends I have or how many black friends I have. Now that's the difference between a black person and a racist white person.
But you wouldn't marry someone outside your race, right?
I would, but if I fell in love with them, I wouldn't be worried about what color they were. We're all the same. And I work in a hospital. We don't worry about color. I'm a nurse. We don't worry about color. We don't worry about what you stand for. If I seen a brother, sister down, of course I'm gonna go help them, whether they're black, white, or anything else. But at the same time, I know that they suffer from more of being taken down rather than a white person would, that they wouldn't be given a helping hand by a white person. You see what I'm saying? That's the difference. If a white person seeing a black person on the ground bleeding or hurting, they wouldn't go help them because, oh, that's not my business.
You said your name was?
100 Proof.
100 Proof. And then we got?
Queen Platinum.
And?
Princess Sassy.
All right. So what are we doing here today?
We're doing security for the march. So every year for the past 8 years, we do security at the bus stops. We mentor young people who look like they want to be a little rowdy. So we try and mentor them and see if we can diffuse anything. We help people get on the buses safely.
Sure. And what are we trying to achieve here today?
A peace.
I mean, like this whole movement. Like, what's the point?
Martin Luther King, he stood for equality for all. You know, no matter what race, color, creed, religion. And so when the marchers are coming in, you know, it's up to us to make sure that they are safely getting on this bus, that we welcome them in, we thank them for the walk, you know, and make sure that it remains a peaceful event.
So there was another event here today as well. Do you guys hear about that? Yeah, and they're like basically kind of opposing this march, like this.
They're protesting the march.
And what do you guys think about that?
I think that it's the opposite of what King stood for, because like I said, he stood for all people, not just one set of people. And I believe that the biggest opposing thing for them was that the police department is involved in this march, but it's just to make sure that everything is peaceful. So again, I say King stood for equality, and that's why we're here.
And you guys said you have a motorcycle club. Like, what's that about?
Royal Family Motorcycle Club and Social Club, and we do a lot of community work. We have some MCs, and then we have a social club part for people, girls who don't ride. Her and I happen to be MCs, so we both ride. And then our friend over here is in a social club. So yeah, we just do a lot of community events like this on a bigger scale. We work with the youth in the community. We have mentor programs, so we're all about peace and social justice.
Any last word? Actually, what does social justice mean?
Social justice means coming together in communities like this and being for one, being for all people, for me.
Any last words? Anything?
Anything?
Love and peace.
Love and peace. That sounds like a good message to end on. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. All right, guys, that's the end of the event. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Support me on Patreon, and thanks for tuning in for another episode of Nuance, bro.
And because you smile to them, they smile to the next person.
Let's smile at the camera right now.
Hey! We need more peace in this world, peace and happiness.